The horizon stretched endlessly, a flat line separating the deep indigo of the Atlantic. On the deck of the Pequod, Ishmael gripped the salt-crusted railing. Beside him, Pequod sharpened his harpoon, the rhythmic scrape cutting through the wind. Captain Ahab stood at the helm, his wooden leg thumping a steady, obsessive beat. He did not look at the horizon. He stared into the water as if trying to pierce the floor. The air was thick with salt and the weight of an unspoken destiny. For months, the crew hauled ropes and mended sails, their hands calloused and raw. They passed through storms that tossed the ship like a toy, and calm doldrums where the sun turned the deck into a furnace. Every face grew gaunt, every spirit strained under Ahab's silent command. The days bled into nights, and the nights into weeks. They waited for a sign, a ripple, or a shadow in the deep. Then the silence fell. It was a heavy, unnatural quiet that made the birds stop their cries and the wind hold its breath. The water began to churn with the deliberate, slow rise of something massive. Beneath the surface, a shadow grew, wider than the ship itself. Something ancient was waking up, rising from the abyss. A snowy white hump broke the surface, glistening like polished marble. Moby Dick had arrived. The whale breached, casting a shadow. Water cascaded off his flanks, creating a shimmering mist. Ahab lunged toward the railing, his face twisted in a mask of focus. He signaled the crew, his voice a roar, "To the boats!" But the whale was faster. With a single powerful flick of his tail, Moby Dick struck the surface, sending a wall of water crashing. The ship groaned, tilting violently as if the earth had cracked. Ishmael grabbed a mast, watching as the white shape arched gracefully, sliding back into the abyss without a sound. The power was absolute, a force of nature that no iron could tame. The ocean smoothed over, leaving only bubbles in its wake. Ahab stood frozen, his hands still outstretched, clutching at empty air. The crew stared into the depths, the tension slowly draining away. There was no anger left, only a profound, heavy awe. Ishmael looked at Pequod, who simply sheathed his blade and nodded. The hunt was over. They turned the wheel, pointing the bow toward home. As the Pequod pulled away, Ishmael stood at the stern, watching. The sea had its king, and the king would remain in the wild.